Stand with Iraqi Christians' mission is to offer friendship and financial assistance to Iraqi Christians and their communities as they work to restore peace, rebuild society, and secure a future for their children. First, I really want to acknowledge St. David's outreach and the St. David's community for the continuous assistance that we've received over the last 4 years. In 2019, the Men's Fellowship at St. David's sponsored One Family Farm. It was one of our first farms, and it's been particularly successful. That initial $6,000 grant created $8,000 profit with the first round of chickens, and since then, numerous rounds of chickens have been produced from that initial grant, supporting a family of over 10 people over the last 3 years. In 2020, St. David's Outreach gave a grant of $6,000 to SWIC, which also financed the farm. And in 2021, we received a grant of $3,000, which is 50% of a farm. In addition to those grants, individuals at St. David's have continuously supported Stand With Iraqi Christians. Father Frank Allen, our rector, Ian Wilcox up to this year, and myself are all on the board. St. David's is the only church that has more than one board member. Without that continued support, our mission in Iraq would not have been as successful as it has been. And I really want to acknowledge the generosity and continued support of the St. David's community over the last 4 years. First, I'd like to show you a video that we produced earlier this year, which catches us up on the developments of SWIC up to about March of this year. And then after that video, I'll bring you up to date with developments since. So first, here's the video that we produced in March of 2021. Since the time of the Apostles, there have been Christians in Iraq. They are among the last Christians who speak Aramaic, the language of Jesus. For nearly 2,000 years, despite many challenges, including the rise of Islam, these extraordinary Christians have maintained their faith. But since 2003, this heroic community has been challenged like never before. First by the war, and then by the rise of ISIS. War and economic insecurity have led to mass exodus. In 2003, there were over 1.5 million Christians in Iraq. Today, there are less than 250,000. This faith community that has lasted for 2 millennia could disappear in our lifetime. Bashar Warda of Erbil, the Chaldean Catholic Archbishop, said that Christianity in Iraq is perilously close to extinction. With your help, we can stop this tragedy. In 2015, at the height of ISIS, Father Chris Bishop travelled to Kurdistan to document the destruction of this extraordinary faith community. He founded Stand With Iraqi Christians, or SWIC, to offer friendship and financial assistance to Iraqi Christians and their communities as they work to restore peace, rebuild society, and secure a future for their children. SWIC's mission caught the imagination of Western Christians. In just 5 years, it's become a thriving non-profit Episcopal church. To date, SWIC has provided funding to open the School of the Redeemer at St. George's Anglican Church in Baghdad. In Karakosh on the Nineveh Plains, it has installed water wells for schools and farmers. It's also provided business grants for local stores and businesses, and provided uniforms and computer equipment to the local school, St. Ephraim's. But SWIC's most successful and continuing project is our Family Farm initiative, investing seed capital to re-establish 10 family farms which support the whole community. Every chicken farm SWIC has invested in is now thriving. Each supports a multi-generational, extended family of up to 20 adults and children. A single $6,000 investment over 5 years can realize up to $60,000 in profit. SWIC's work has been made possible partly through our close friendship with our sister Anglican Diocese of Cyprus and the Gulf. Archbishop Michael Lewis had this to say recently about SWIC's mission in Iraq.
Up in the north, SWIC's activities with poultry farm and farmers and local inhabitants are a model example of respectful presence. Now, out of that respectful presence can come that great word mission, and even that great word evangelism. But this is mission and evangelism which actually come out of respectful presence, done with imagination. And that, I think, is what Stand with Iraqi Christians is about.
The Pope's recent visit to Iraq didn't just bring hope to the Christian community, it brought global awareness to the fragile state of Iraqi Christians. SWIC is determined to build on this momentum. Join SWIC in supporting Iraqi Christians so that their faith and hope may continue to flourish in Iraq for the next 2,000 years. "2020 and 2021 have been incredible years for Christians in Iraq. The COVID pandemic has really impacted all Iraqis. They have very little health infrastructure. Unemployment is really high. That said, it's also prevented Iraqis from emigrating from the country, so it's stabilized the Christian community over the last 18 months. The Pope's visit in March really brought a lot of hope to the community. In fact, in December 2020, the Iraqi Parliament created Iraq's first national holiday. Iraq's a multi-ethnic, multi-religious society, and they had never been able to agree on a national holiday up to then. In December, in anticipation of the Pope's visit, the Iraqi Parliament voted Christmas Day, December 25th, as Iraq's one national holiday, a day for the whole country. So that really tells us how important the small Christian community is to Iraqis and how respected they are within the country. Since then, they've suffered not only from the side effects of COVID, the currency has been devalued, which had a major impact on some of the farms we were developing at the time, since the grain and the chicks had been bought at a higher level, and just as they came to market, there was a currency devaluation. We will be having elections in Iraq this fall, and unfortunately the security situation has not improved, possibly because of that. And generally the economy is suffering. In 2020, we created 6 family farms. In 2021, we are committed to developing 12 family farms. These family farms have impact not only to the families, but throughout the wider community. Again, I really want to thank the St. David's community because of your continual support, allowing us to continue our mission. Thank you, and God bless.